Hello and welcome back to Elden Ring. So, this time around we're going to actually take a field trip after having cleared Limgrave Tunnels and the Waypoint Ruins down to here, the Dragon Burnt Ruins. You can already see them just from the starting site of Grace. This is a pretty easy area to clear. Your biggest danger will be the dogs. As you can see, you can just jump off, not even a care in the world for that. And you don't have to worry about triggering the dragon Agheel, because he's further away from here. But these ruins are important if you are a caster or a dex build. Deal with the dogs, they're the biggest danger in this place. The rest of these guys are nothing to worry about, it's basic zombie nobles. Best to kind of wander around the outer parts and pick off all the dogs first. Lest they do that. I hate fighting those dogs so much. Every type of dog in this game is just annoyingly durable. Crab eggs aren't important. A lot of the loot that's just on the surface here is garbage and isn't worth the time or effort to acquire. But of course, that's not why we're here. We're here for that. Stone Sword Key is always important. There's this pit, which is important. But we will clear it later. Because we need to actually have to equip the item properly. We'll put it there. I try to put my Spectral Steed Call in the... What do they label it as? The pouch. Yeah, you have to jump into this little area, then run down here, to get the first important chest, the Twin Blade. I don't know if I'm... Okay, I'm a little low on dexterity, so I can't use it yet, but the Twin Blade is really good. I'm thinking of shifting this character from a strength build to a dex build just because I'm gonna go status effects, and there's other future weapons that are dex that are really good. Now here, for this next part, crouch through. If you do that, you can sneak through this whole room. And you don't have to face a single rat. No sense fighting them. They're annoying. Open that. And get ensnared into a transporter trap. Now this spits us into the Celia Crystal Tunnel. And the chest gives us Gravity Stone Fans. Not worth it. Honestly, they're completely negligible. But what you want to do is sneak through this area. Because the miners, you can grab the stuff they're mining, it's irrelevant. But the miners are not the danger. You see that guy? That weird centipede looking thing? They are extremely dangerous. So just sneak by, don't fight them, they will one-shot you. Their attacks actually have homing. So we get to the site of grace. And I'll do a quick rest. Can't level up, but I'll need 2 into Dex. I don't know if we can activate the Stake America. If I can, I'll do it. Otherwise, I'll come back here later. Okay, yep, can be used. Then jump off. Grab whatever loot this is. Yeah, rot grease, not super important, but it's free. And now, we're spit out into Caelid. So we're to the east. From here, we got a couple options. First one, or the first thing to do is get on your horse and just ride out into the swamp. This is a rot swamp, so it's a poison swamp and can kill you. Don't worry, you'll be fine on Torrent. We'll dip to the middle, grab the item. Just a rune arc, not that important at all. And then we're going to hang out right here. You don't have to worry about that. It's so far out, it's not important. And there should be... If this is the right spot... Ah, it's further down. As you can see, we have something running around here. We'll wait for it to make a loop. This always takes me a few tries. But this is an Ash of War. If you're doing an arcane build, or even if you're just low level, this isn't bad to... Oh no, this is the poison armament spell. I forgot which one this was. But either way, that's still a good find. If you're a faith build, there you go. Now you can poison your weapon. I might actually toss that on my sword. This isn't that important, but I'll go for it. Acquired simply because I can. Oh yeah, that. Yeah. Don't hang around the giant stone ball. It does magic, it's dangerous. But you got a smithing stone out of it, so it's not a bad quick jaunt in. But this area is important here. If you're a intelligence caster, you'll want to run here. You've probably seen it before. The street, Sage Street? Yeah, Street of Sage. Sage's Ruins. Perfume stuff. And free armor if you're playing as, like, a wretch, I think it is. Then we just walk over here. Boom, Meteorite Staff. You can upgrade it, but for new players, that's an S-scaling staff. So it's going to be your best staff for a while. There is a proper dungeon room you can fight through, right here. I'm not going to be fighting through it, because it's a room I'm more comfortable with higher level gear and more levels put under my belt. But you can clear it. It is quite doable, especially if you're a caster. I just have no magic, so kind of puts me at a disadvantage. Get this Site of Grace, Inner Aeonia, because you're going to need it. In here, this area, see that guy right above my head? That's a boss. Don't fight him just yet. I mean, if you're good enough, you can, but I didn't. I figured it's a little out of my skill set. Just like fighting his knights. That beetle right there is important to get. Unless he does that. Hate when he does this. There. Ash of War, Poisonous Mist. Whoa. I forgot they can sling blades like that. But luckily, that's all we had to do in this area. There is another Ash of War we can pick up in the area. But if I remember correctly, it's Ash of War Bloody Fist, which is not as useful. Do have a trader here. We do also have, I believe this is the map. Yep, the map of Caelid. So now, hang out by the trader. Now we can see a bit of where we've been, having come down, gotten here, and made our way here. And there should be a Site of Grace just down the road. We're gonna make a risky play. Go for this golden tree. For the seed. Oh, good. The raven didn't aggro on me. Because everything here will flatten you. If you're low level like this character's level 18, unless you're good, you will get flattened. And I feel the need to stress that every time. If you're good, you can complete anything. And this has all been useful because getting the Ash of War, the poison buildup, certain things were going to be resistant or immune to poison, but for the most part, you're going to be in pretty good hands for a while if you use that. Granted, the built-in Ash of War for this greatsword is also really good. Because you stomp, if you R2, you'll go into a charge and be able to knock enemies up into the air, including some bosses. Get by the dragon, because the dragon is angry. Swing right, because then we should be, yep, the knight went around, so we're safe. And we've found the other Dragon Communion Temple. Which is... Oh, I forgot about this.
Forgive me. I've been testing you to determine if the Elden Ring would truly have you, if you had the mettle to endure this long and arduous path. It seems my worries were unfounded. Torrent had your measure from the very start, whereas I merely pretended. There is but one other thing I can do to offer you guidance. I can take you to the Round Table Hold, gathering place of tarnished champions, guided by grace. Very well. Let my hand rest upon you for but a moment.
I forgot about the Round Table Hold. When you find a rest spot outside in Caelid, it'll bring you here. Which is pretty good.
Welcome to the round. I teach and explore so that one day ensure
I'm just gonna skip over all this. This guy
you do most times
just asks if you can see the lights to essentially become an Elden Lord, and that he teaches incantations. Of these, heal is good. Flame Sling, obviously basic pyromancy. I'm not going to pick up Catch Flame, it's a little too close range for my liking.
May the Golden Order shine.
I'll talk to everybody else at different times. The thing is, Dialos isn't that important. D, you'll talk to very little. It's good to talk to this guy, Hugh, because Hugh can strengthen your weapons, which, you know, I'm going to start off strengthening the Twin Blade a little. Can't do a lot, but...
I see you've noticed the chains. I'm trapped by
And then he's been trapped smithing, essentially.
Besides, despite my different sides, it helps.
Which, if you look at him, he looks like some of the enemies you'll later encounter, which is the Misbegotten. So there is a chance he's just a misbegotten being. And then you have... can't remember her name, not important. I mean, she's important, she has a quest line and everything, but not important at the moment. I'll go through and talk to all these people. It's boring formalities. Hi, my name is blank, I do blank. This is my brief story. That's all he says, is nothing. Twin Maiden Husks, good if you have bell bearings. You can buy actually a good amount of stuff here. Big thing here, White Cipher Ring. If you're going to do multiplayer, buy it. The second you get on, every time, turn it on. That way, when you get invaded, someone who has activated a blue cipher ring will then show up and fight the invader and help you. I've seen so many people who are afraid of invaders that they sit there and play offline, and you can play online, you just can't use a Furl Calling Finger Remedy, because that activates multiplayer and activates invasions. But with all this taken care of, we'll head back, because we don't need anything else currently in Caelid. The rest of the area is far too difficult, and you can only kind of scrape together a few things here or there. Instead, we will start... Yeah, we'll start at Agheel Ruins, or Agheel Lake North. Okay, back here at Agheel Lake North, we'll just hop on Torrent. Actually, we'll hop off Torrent for a moment. Okay, I am dual-wielding. Or two-handing. That was my concern. You get the stat boosts of two-handing when you're on your horse. If you were two-handing prior to getting on. Hate that guy. Always causes problems for me. Get a free hit occasionally when I'm swinging by. We'll actually wipe these guys out real quick. This is the other thing, is to learn horse combat. Because even if you don't use it a ton, it can be useful in certain circumstances. Got a short spear. We'll ditch this guy and just hop away, and he'll eventually lose aggro. This also leads us to our next bit, which is another site of grace, the Artist Shack. This is a nice little midpoint for actually a lot of stuff. Because as you can see, actually we need to get the map piece. I can't really prove my point when the map piece isn't found. Nothing important. You can get this neat painting. I don't fully know what the paintings are for. I have heard that each painting is kind of a hint towards an item located somewhere, but I haven't bothered to really investigate them all too much, so I can't say for certain. But we'll drop down, keep dropping down. Okay, these are Roa fruits. I thought they were a different plant. But we won't go under the bridge, even though the demi-humans are easy to deal with. We're gonna cross up on top.
Is anybody there? Someone who might be interested in rescuing the great Kenneth Haight, servant to the True Order and celebrated repudiator of the false. Oh, Erdtree, grant me succor.
Okay, he's good. He's done talking.
You've come to lend me your aid, have you? Well, that's very kind, but, no. No, the help is very much appreciated, even from a Tarnished. Despite appearances, nobility is no prerequisite to serving the True Order. You might have heard of me, Kenneth Haight. Next in line is the rightful ruler of Limgrave, young Tarnished. I would have a boon of you. I want you to take back my fort. It lies to the south, beyond the Mistwood. A knight commander from Stormvale took it. A fool! And plumb mad to boot. Simply obsessed with blood. What are you waiting for? A kiss goodbye? My fort lies to the south, beyond the Mistwood. Take it back for me. Oh, I see. You wish to know the reward. Fret not. The great Kenneth Height is known for his considerable largesse. The celebrations will be lavish indeed upon the dawn of my fort's retrieval. Yes. Now, allow me to furnish you with a little advice. I would take great care to avoid Godric's tarnished hunts were I in your shoes. That depraved lot are obsessed with sacrificing tarnished like you for the sake of grafting. Honestly, Godric's nothing more than a jumped-up country bumpkin. Lord? Oh, don't make me laugh. First, he hid himself amongst the womenfolk to flee the capital, then hid from Radahn in that castle. Then he insulted Melania, lost to her in battle, only to lick her boots rather than die like a man. Has he no shame, the big girl's blouse? And to think, he's the blood of Godfrey, last of the golden lineage. Though you almost wouldn't know it to look at him. Yeah, I almost feel sorry for the chap the more I think of it. What are you waiting for? My fort?
Yeah, it's always try to exhaust characters' dialogue when you can. Usually it ends up progressing quest lines and things like that. But we'll continue down the road now, because now we have a quest to get that castle back. Avoid the troll. It's not worth it. You can fight him if you want. I'm just never keen on it. First, we're going to pick up this item in the bowl. Our first Wondrous Physic, which that's going to be useful. They're essentially potions that you can customize, single use at a time, but I mean, it's a potentially very powerful buff for you. Sacred Tear, improve our Estus flasks, or what do they call them in this? Flask of Crimson or Cerulean Tears. It's Estus. But since we have a bunch of stuff, we're going to rest. And then we're going to mix Wondrous Physic, slap in the Crystal Tear, 50% of your health, insta-heal. That's fine. We'll put the Ashes of War, our poison, on the Twin Blade. That's going to come in handy later, once I get the 2 more levels. Can talk to Melina quick. Or Melina.
Spoken echoes linger here. Words of Queen Marika, who vanished long ago. If you wish, I will share them with you. Very well. In Marika's own words, my lord, and thy warriors, I divest each of thee of thy grace. With thine eyes dimmed, ye will be driven from the lands between. Ye will wage war in a land afar, where ye will live and die. Well, perhaps that might serve you in lieu of a maiden's guidance.
And then flasks, we can add a charge from that golden seed. Do I have any more? No. We'll increase the amount replenished using the tier. Yes. Now it's a +1. And then this is also a little bit of info. Make sure you have round numbers for if you're getting summoned. Because what the game will do is it'll cut whatever you have in half. And if you have, let's say, 1 of something, you'll get nothing. But if you have 2, you get 1. If you have 3, you get 1. If you have 4, you get 2. and so on and so forth until you have a ton. But that's a nice bit of information because I've seen people get really perplexed. We're gonna do something a little challenging over here quick. There's a sword up here. It's currently, as of the time of recording this, broken. But you jump up to here, jump up to here. Gotta get a good jump onto it though. Then you can try to jump around, because there is a legit way of getting around this whole thing, but you can also cheat. There we go. Getting real good at doing that jump. Grab the glowstone, not important. Regalia of Yokade, because this is the back entrance to a dungeon. I believe actually this might be blocked by a goblin fog wall. I don't know what it's connected to. I haven't found it yet in my other playthroughs, but you can eventually get here legitimately. But since we've found a way to scale it in a kind of circumventy manner, might as well do it. The sword is an arcane requirement. The problem is if you look to the... So you see the attack power numbers? Look at the broadsword. Physical, 117 plus 27. But then you go back to the regalia, 89. It has no scaling. So those attribute scaling numbers are actually worthless. People don't know if that's an intended thing or if it's broken and just bugged. But right now, because of that lack of scaling, it is a very bad weapon to use. Then we'll hit this scarab quick. Sacred Blade. Good if you're doing a faith build like mine. This will allow you to imbue your weapon with holy damage and give you faith scaling. I'm not going to equip that just yet because the poison is going to be better for the short run here. And as you can see from behind the church, we have a teleporter. Yes, teleport to another location. Once again, we're in Caelid. They really like sending you here. Don't attack that. Don't walk in front of that. I have yet to do it because I know it will flatten me. You can open this up. Because that is a friendly, somewhat friendly NPC. If you talk to him now, he's not very talkative. He will talk to you a little once you kill certain undead enemies. You'll get an item called Deathroot, and you give them to him and he gives you things. Specifically, it's incantations. We will... Never actually looked at their heads. Should have bought the periscope, but... Or not periscope, drawing a blank on the word telescope. Yeah, these little dudes seem very negligible. They're so small. They are extremely dangerous. They are far higher level than you will be, probably. They hit hard, inflict bleed, and do have some spells that they can fling at you. So sneak and just move very far around them, give them a very wide berth. A lot of space. Make your way down to this site of grace. Just because it's nice to have others. Plus, this bridge is the site of a boss fight. There it is, the dragon. So you might as well have a spot nearby. I'm not going to fight him because I will lose. But this gives you another 2 points to go to. There is another location, but it's not that important at this moment in time. Plus, it's better to have the map fully revealed. But with that, we'll head back to the Church of Marika. And now that we're here, it is a good time to call this episode. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.